A very good stormy Wednesday morning to everyone out there. Happy hump day. Landon here with you to bring you your latest weather forecast courtesy of On Target. Got the leading edge of strong line of thunderstorms tracking south and east over the region. Nothing severe out there. That is the good news. We've got loads of lightning and thunder occurring right here at the Weather 9 compound and plenty of that to go around across the entire Wobbles community. Our Skycam network is showing loads of showers out there along with plenty of lightning that's falling. We've also had a few reports of some small hail up in Butler and Logan County, but again, folks, these remain below severe limits. That is the good news, despite all the racket it's going to make out there. We do have some localized flooding issues. We do have a flood watch that's in effect through roughly lunchtime today. So please be aware in your morning commute of the ponding on the waterways. Along with the low visibility out there, give yourself an extra few minutes on that morning commute. Take a look at the White Squirrel Weather Nest Cam. We got blankets of showers falling out there overlooking the WKU and Bowling Green. Plenty more where that came from, folks, as we head throughout the morning hours of today. And also take note, we have already basically achieved our high temperatures for today, all right? Beech Tree News Skycam overlooking Morgantown, showcasing a similar scenario. Got some raindrops there on the lens. You can see where the rain is much lighter up in that direction in comparison to here in Bowling Green, where we've got the heaviest portion of the storms that are already working through the region. Getting a look at those temperatures, folks, as previously mentioned, we have achieved our high temperatures for today. They're right there around the 59 or 60 degree mark. That's as warm as they're going to get, because right here on the cusp of this and along and behind this front that's passing, winds are coming out of the north and west, and that is going to send our temperatures basically dropping throughout the remainder of today. As you can see there, folks, we just had our update. We went from 59.5 degrees down to 58 degrees. That's a matter of roughly 5 minutes or so. 6/10 to 7/10 of an inch of rain so far. We'll add a couple more tenths up to another inch on top of this. You can look off over here to the west, folks, and we can jump over here into far northwest Kentucky. And you can see where the winds have already turned down to the north and west, all right? We're talking about a 15 roughly degree differentiation with readings up here in the mid-40s in Union County, and we're touching right around the 60 degree mark here in Warren and surrounding counties. But again, folks, it is going to feel much, much colder here by the time you get into the office or even head out towards lunchtime. So don't forget a winter wardrobe to help you combat that as the day wears on. Here's a look at our surface map, folks. We got this surface low that is trucking right along the Kentucky-Tennessee state line. That's bringing that cold front. It's going to drag it down to the south and east along with it. You can look off there to the north and west, and that's where our flow is going to be coming from. That's going to be ushering in a much colder air mass that'll settle in here and transition throughout the day, but it's really going to lock in, folks, basically on into Thursday and all the way through the entire weekend until we get into our Christmas week, of course, whenever we're going to get much warmer temperatures back in here just in time for the Christmas holiday. No chances whatsoever for a white Christmas, so we're going to go ahead and put that out there. Getting a look here at the short-term model guidance this morning, this is portraying and telling the story for us. You can see it's picking up nicely on where we have the rainfall already rotating through here. It's going to continue throughout this morning, folks, and then by the time we get into lunchtime, the bulk of the moisture is going to be mitigated to right along into the south and east of the I-65 corridor. So despite the rain coming to an end by lunchtime and early on into mid-afternoon, we're going to be looking at those temperature alterations that our focus is going to turn to then, all right? So hopefully by lunchtime into the 1 to 2 p.m. hour, Wobbles will be completely dry, but that doesn't mean that we're going to be getting rid of the cold jolt that's going to be coming along with it. Here we are looking at the 6 a.m. time frame. We're right here in the mid and upper 50s region-wide, as we were just looking at there, courtesy of the Kentucky Mesonet. And take a look, folks, by the lunchtime hour, it's got us all the way down into the 40s. And by the time we get into sunset during the latter part of this afternoon, we're going to be settling down anywhere between the upper 30s to lower 40s by that point in time. Coming along with this, folks, with the varying winds, those winds are going to be howling between 15 and 25 miles an hour throughout the day. The wind chill factor is going to be down to the 30s by the time we get into the sunset hours of this evening, all right? You can take a look here what's going to follow suit along with that. And here we are working through the overnight and into the very early morning hours of Thursday. And we're going to be right around the freezing threshold of 32 degrees. Now, we're going to be hard pressed, folks, by the time we roll into the peak heating of Thursday afternoon. Look at our readings. Readings are not showcasing anything above the mid and upper 30s throughout tomorrow. And to add some insult to injury to come along with that, take a look at what the forecast for the cloud cover is as well. We get the cold front that works through here. It may have a stray break or two of sunshine here as we work into sunset hours. But folks, the low-level saturation hangs around all the way through the overnight. And unfortunately, it is keeping a low-hanging stratus layer with us throughout the day on Thursday, so that's going to create even a colder feel in the great outdoors. Real-time high temperatures tomorrow right around the mid and upper 30s. Throw in the cloud cover and a northwest wind. We could have some of us not escaping the 20s in the wind chill department as we work throughout the next final day in the work week, all right? So now that we've covered the short term and what's going on this morning and throughout the remainder of today and tomorrow, let's shift to the long-term outlook so that you can get your Christmas plan scheduled accordingly. Now, folks, after we get past our Thursday, we're going to have this weak clipper system that's going to dive in here out of the north and west on Friday. This is going to be bringing a reinforcing jolt of that northwesterly flow, but it's also going to bring, thanks to temperature profiles throughout the atmosphere, the opportunity of some hit and miss rain, sleet, and snow showers, okay? Not overly concerned about this. Temperatures are going to be above freezing, but let it be known, with a reinforcing jolt of colder air that's working in here, we can have some wintry precipitation falling out there, but again, it's nothing to worry about. It's just going to stay very cold. After this clipper system works down to our south and east, Canadian high pressure locks in the cold all the way through the weekend, despite some more sunshine coming back into the mix both Saturday and Sunday. And then we shift into Christmas week, folks, and we're going to be looking at a transition pattern taking over. We're going to have winds turning out of the south and west ahead of our next weather maker as we roll into Monday. And then, folks, as we work into Monday night on into our Christmas Eve, we're going to get an initial round of scattered light to moderate rain showers into our vicinity. Here we are looking at Christmas Eve afternoon, then we work into the overnight, and here we are looking at sunrise on Christmas Day. Again, folks, not exactly what we want to see this time of year, but warmer, more mild temperatures, along with scattered rain and storm chances, looks to pretty much be the name of the game throughout the Wednesday time frame. Nothing overly concerning with that initial signal coming in here between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. However, in the days that follow throughout the remainder of 2024, we're going to need to keep close tabs on our evolving weather pattern. First low pressure system is going to arrive at some point between the Thursday and Friday time frame of next week. This will be the day after and the second day after the Christmas holiday. We get a lot of moisture that's returning, folks. Models are still signaling and hinting at some instability getting wrapped up with this deepening low pressure system. We're going to have to keep eyes throughout the 26th and the 27th for the opportunity at some strong to maybe even a few severe thunderstorms. And then, folks, right on its heels, as we roll through the end of the weekend, we get into the 29th of December, progressing on into the 30th of December. And another deepening area of low pressure could be wrapping up some instability and some storm fuel along with it again. We'll need to keep eyes on this one for a potential another round of strong to perhaps even severe thunderstorms throughout this point in time. And then as we enter the start of the new year, it looks like we get a trough that sets up with this meandering upper level low trying to lock in a colder pattern with northwest flow infiltrating the Wobbles community yet again, all right? Getting back here to the close-term, short-term model guidance, we are looking at severe weather chances extraordinarily low throughout this morning, all right? The bulk of the parameters that are going to be in better alignment for stronger storms will stay south of the Kentucky-Tennessee state line. Again, folks, we're experiencing the bulk of it right now with the strongest portions of the storms moving through. This should settle down too. You're still going to have some thunder and lightning, but lighter rain amounts as we progress throughout the morning. But with that being said, folks, as previously mentioned at the start of the video, the entirety of the Wobbles community is underneath a flood watch that is valid through noon. All right, that's valid through lunchtime today. We've seen rainfall totals this morning falling anywhere on the cusp of 1 to 2 inches per hour. Again, folks, hate to be a broken record. Please be careful on the early morning commute. Hydroplaning will be very easy in these conditions, along with the lower visibility, thanks to these very heavy rain rates. All right. You can see anywhere from an additional ½ inch to over an inch of precipitation today before it's all said and done, depending upon where you're located. Barron and Allen County, you could see an additional inch, with those of us in Simpson, Warren, Edmonson, Butler, and Logan County already getting the heaviest rain out of here. We could throw another additional ½ inch to ¾ inch on top of it before this line finally gets out of here right around the lunchtime hour and into the early afternoon hours of today. Here's a full breakdown, friends, of your 6-day weather forecast brought to you by Ohio Valley Insurance. The high temperatures have already been achieved in the upper 50s. By the time we roll into lunchtime, we're plummeting through the 40s with wind chills down into the 30s. Dress accordingly, not for this morning, but for what we're going to experience as the day wears on. We should dry out, but we're going to keep it partly to mostly cloudy throughout our Thursday. Much colder with highs right around the 40-degree mark. Wind chills down into the 30s. Weak Clipper system brings hit-miss rain and snow chances on Friday, with even colder conditions settling in. Mid and upper 30s for your Saturday and Sunday, and we'll be back up to the mid-40s underneath partly sunny skies on Monday. Ahead of our next weather maker that'll be arriving just in time for Christmas Eve on into the Christmas holiday. Kentucky weather. Drink it in. It always goes down smooth. That'll wrap up your Wednesday morning hump day edition of your Weather and Night Forecast, brought to you by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a fantastic